Once again, we are all welcome to this class. And the class of elementary differential equation. We'll be looking at method of undetermined coefficients today. And I believe at the end of today's class, we will all have cause to be able to solve some of those problems that we can see and be able to apply it in our day-to-day activities. So I gave us an assignment. I believe you are able to solve it. Please make sure you do it. If you have any question, you can let me know later. How many of us are joining this class for the first time? Just raise up your hands. Okay, let's continue. So, one of the things we need to know how to solve some of those differential equations is, majority of them, they look alike. You'd be like, which method will I use to solve this one? That's why this class is being organized to be able to show us some of the ways of undetermined coefficients. So we have, in this case, we have equation of ay prime prime plus by prime. Please be mindful of what you write on the screen, please. Ay prime plus by prime plus cy equals to g of x. We are looking at this form. Now, this particular form can be determined. Our g of x, what it simply means is this. The equation is equals to y complementary function, we call it yc, plus y particular function. Y complementary function plus y particular function. When you add the two together, it becomes your y that you are asked to calculate. But we have different form of g of x. Form of g of x. Then when you have, it leads to form of yp particular. So when your g of x is constant, and I have a constant g of x, my y of p will be what? A. But when my equation is my g of x is a linear polynomial, my yp will be ax plus b. These are the standard results. Then when I have a quadratic polynomial, quadratic means raised to power 2. Linear polynomial means it's ordinary x, but it's a polynomial. So you have it to be ax squared plus bx plus C. Then, when you have a cubic polynomial, you have it to be ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus e. Please take notes. Then, if my function is sine in a trig function, ax or cos ax, what does it mean? I will have the y particular to be a cos ax plus b sine ax. But what about if I have it to be exponential alpha x? What does it mean? I'm going to have a exponential alpha x. So let's take note of this, because we will refer, remember, this is when you have g of x. Look at where g of x is. From the original equation, your g of x is here, and we are working towards the y particular. And for us to get that, you must replace your g of x. It depends on the question you're given. But now let's look at the example. Example 1, let's look at example 1. So you will tell me what it means. You will quickly tell me what it means to be able to solve that particular function. But before then, I think I still need to explain some things to Ross, so that when you see some of those equations, you would not be scared that which one is this guy still giving us. Are we still the same mathematics? Yes, we are still in the same mathematics. But I may need to prove to Ross the second order, or do I? Are we there now? Hello? Can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Okay, you are all welcome. The proof, actually, the proof of this particular function is in your textbook. But I'm thinking of showing us how they prove it before we go into the example. Let's just do the proving first. Is it what I'm saying is in your course material? Let's look at this. Is Cauchy-Euler, we call it Cauchy-Euler second order differential equation. Cauchy-Euler second order differential equation of the form ax squared y prime prime plus bx y prime plus cy equals to g of x. Now, this particular form, when anytime you have homogeneous is when, that is the, let me call it equation 1 is homogeneous when g of x is equals to 0. It is non-homogeneous when g of x is not equals to 0. So take note of that too. Overall, we find the solution for the form y equals to x raised to power m. So in this case now, all we need to do is just to really solve the problem. And from then, we can see where we are coming from. Now, let's go ahead and solve the equation. Overall method is find the solution of the form y equals to x raised to power m. That is, that's what it simply means. Let's y equals to x raised to power m. Then if I differentiate y, what do I have? Y prime means m x raised to power n my m minus 1. Then I can also differentiate twice because I'm working on second order. Y prime prime would be what? M into m minus 1 x m minus 2. So these are the things I'll be working with. I'll work with this to substitute this into equation 1, substitute one equation 1, and substitute one in equation 1. So at the end of the day, what do I have? I would now write equation 1 becomes remember the first one is a x squared, then substitute your y prime prime there. You have m into m minus 1 x raised to power m minus 2 plus b of x of y prime m x m minus 1 plus c m equals to 0. Remember what I told you. Anytime it's equals to 0, we are working on homogeneous. But when it's not equals to 0, it's not homogeneous we're working on. So in this case now, how do we match? What are the things we need to do? We can actually take the ownership of everything. If I divide through by all the coefficients, remember when you have this, for example, if you have, let's say, 2x equals to 0, what is x? Anybody? Find x. When they said 2x equals to 0, did I ask you to find the x? What is the x? I need the response, please. Should I call him? Kadri. Abdul Kadri, are you there?
X is equal to 0, sir.
X is equal to 0. Fantastic. Because all you need to do is just to divide both sides with your constant, with the coefficient 2x equals to 0. That is, divide everything by 2. So at the end of the day, this one goes, and 0 divided by this will give you 0. So you have s to be equal to 0. That is exactly what we are doing here. So now you agree with me that all the coefficients here, this and this and this will be divided. at the end of the day, everything will be eliminated. So they are all out of the game. So it now remains the one that contains the function of the brackets. It now contains all the coefficients are out. They are already cancelled out. So we have implies that which one now remains for us? Now, if you don't do that, you don't multiply. I just give an example how it works, but that's not the main things we are going to do in this case. Let's now remember this law. The law of indices says a raised to power m multiplied by a raised to power n is equal to what? A raised to power what? M plus n. Do you agree?
Raised to power m plus n.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Good. Now, we are applying it now into this. Let's call this one equation 2. Now, for the equation 2 here, now, what we need to do is a raised to power x2 dot sm minus 2. What do you have? Anybody? I need answer, please. This is 200 level class. Let's make it interactive.
A raised to power m.
Do you agree it's going to be a raised to power m? Silence means yes, we agree.
A raised to power m.
A raised to power m. Thank you.
Yeah.
A raised to power m in bracket m minus 1 plus, you do the same thing to this one. You have b raised to power s raised to power m. So you have m plus c into s raised to power m equals to 0. So at the end of the day, we have here s raised to power m in brackets m minus 1 plus let me just do it once so that I won't waste my time. In this case now, s raised to power m is common to them, to these two, and this last one. So I can release everything remaining. It will now be plus bm plus c equals to 0. So when you open the bracket here, what do you have? You have s raised to power m in bracket am squared minus am plus bm plus c equals to 0. So in this case now, x raised to power m, we have it to be am squared plus b minus a m plus c equals to 0. So we can go ahead and write our distinct out. You remember that from here, which I don't need to go into detail, I believe you know this one, our y will be equals to c1 s raised to power m1 plus c2 s raised to power m2. This is what they call distinct homogeneous form, distinct real roots. If you solve this one, if you solve the equation, let's call this one equation 3. If you solve equation 3, you have distinct root. You have distinct root. Remember, if you use what we call the quadratic equation, you can use general formula, you can use a different formula of solving it. Remember B. We have B squared minus what? Who can tell us? B squared minus what? For general formula of quadratic equation, almighty formula. Do you still remember this?
Yes.
Do you still remember?
Yes. Yes.
So when you use this, remember that when you have B squared minus 4AC, when it's greater than 0, B squared minus 4AC, when it's less than 0, what do you have? And B squared minus 4AC when it's equals to 0. You know this condition. So these are the things we are doing here. So in this case, when you have this, y equals to C1 s raised to power m1 plus C2 s raised to power m2. So we can solve this problem. When you look at your material, all the details are there in the course material. But when you have repeated homogeneous, when you have the negative, you will know. But let's look at this example. You have Roman figure 1, x squared y prime prime plus 7xy prime plus 8y equals to 0. So they asked us to solve this problem. Now, please don't forget this equation 3 because you'll be using this equation 3 all through, especially the quadratic equation. Remember, so you recall from the quadratic equation, the quadratic solution now, we have am squared plus b minus am plus c equals to 0. You recall from that. Now, if you look at the equation star now, if you look at equation star, I can go ahead and represent by equation. I can say that if I want to represent it, what do I call, what is A in my own case? A in my own case is what?
It's 1.
1, thank you. What is B?
B is 7.
And C is equals to what?
B is 8.
Good. Now, let's substitute it into our own general equation that we calculate, we know. So we have it to be A. We have it, A is 1. So let's say we have m squared plus 7 minus 1, m, plus 8 equals to 0. So we have it m squared plus 6m plus 8 equals to 0. So how do we break this one down? You can break this one down, you can factorize this one. Who can tell us the factorization method? Yes, anybody?
2 and 4. M plus
Anything you multiply that will give you 8, and when you add it together, it will give you 6. That is what you need. Anything you multiply together that will give you 8, and you add it together, it will give you 6.
2 plus
Yeah.
4.
4. 2 and 4 plus 4 plus 2. That's all. That's the trick you use for factorization. Now, when you now said get your m in each case, m here is equals to -4, and m here is equals to -2. So what's going to be our y? Remember, look at it. The y here we did is what? C1 equals to this. We call it distinct root, real root. So we use the same method. So it's going to be C1 s raised to power minus what? 2 plus C2 s raised to power minus 4. That is what they ask you to do. In your exam, you have a lot of the question in this case. Get ready for that. Now, this will just solve example on real roots. But what about when you have repeated roots? Repeated real root, rather. Let's use repeated real root. Is homogeneous. Homogeneous. Homogeneous form. Repeated. Real roots. So our y for repeated real roots is equals to C1 s raised to power m plus C2 s raised to power m ln x. Please take note of that. Ln x. Now, let's look at this example. Another one says, number 2, 9x squared y prime prime plus 3xy prime plus y equals to 0. Plus y equals to 0. So, how do we solve this one? Identify your A. Your A in this case is what, please? Anybody?
It's 9.
A is equals to 9. Then B is equals to what?
3.
And C is equals to
1.
Now, go back to your equation. A m squared plus B minus AM plus C equals to 0. So A is 9. We have 9. What is 9m squared plus our B is 3 minus 9. So in this case now, what do we have? You have 9m squared minus 6m plus 1. equals to 0. Remember the first one, they are plus positive, positive. But in this case now they are different. So how do we, what would we multiply that you have 1? But don't forget, how do we distribute this one? 9 is here. It's a perfect square. 3m, 3m. First thing you need to do is that one. Then what do I multiply together? How do I? Because when I add the two, when I add these two together, I will also get 6m. But in this case, I have -1, -1 because I must. If I multiply the two together, it must give me this. Everything equals to 0. So m in this case is what? 1/3, and m is other case is also 1/3. So you can see repeated real root. They are real because it's positive and it's repeated, is the same value you are getting for the both side. So you have y to be equals to cm c1 m plus c2 s raised to the power m ln x. So I can now write, I know my x, I know the m now. So all you need to do is just to substitute y equals to c1 s raised to the power 1/3 plus c2 s raised to the power 1/3 ln x. That settled it. Any question? So gradually we're back to what we are discussing earlier on. So now that we have idea of how to resolve some of those matter, we can now look into it deeply and see how we can come in with a very good approach. When I see the question in the exam, how do I know that they are talking about this? First thing is, look at the nature of that question. Don't just rush into the question. Ask yourself the question. Ask yourself, what is the nature of this? What is it talking about? I will show us some of the, I believe you have the question, some of the questions you have here with you. Now let's look at this one. Number 3 question says, y prime prime plus 3y prime plus 2y equals to 5. Now, what do we call this one, please?
Non-homogeneous equation.
Now, this is non-homogeneous. Homogeneous is very simple, right? So this one is non-homogeneous.
Yeah, because it's not equal to 0.
Right? Hello?
Hi, sir.
We can hear you, sir.
Okay. Thank you for that. So the question is it homogeneous or non-homogeneous?
It's not homogeneous because it's equal to constant.
Because u is not 0.
It's not equal to 0. It's equal to constant.
And in this case now, we need y to be equals to y is complementary plus y particular. This represents your g of x. And don't forget our g of x in this case, is it a constant or linear?
It's a constant.
Or quadratic? Anybody?
It's a constant.
Thank you. It's a constant. Anytime you have a constant, what is the y particular? You remember?
Particular. It's A.
Is equals to A, right? But now let's continue. In this case now, for us to solve this problem, solution, let's y equals to m. So our equation will now be m squared plus 3. Sorry, let y prime equals to m. Put it y prime. Yes. We have m plus 2. So in this case now, our y prime is equals to this. So we have this to be equals to this, and we equate this one to be 0 first in order to get our m. Remember, you need m before you can get y complementary. So in this case now, our will now have m, like I told you the other time, m here. So what do we put? Plus what? Plus 2.
Plus 1, plus 2 and 1.
Plus 1 equals to 0. M is equals to minus 2 and minus 1. So we have our y complementary to be, y complementary is equals to what? Y complementary will be C1 exponential minus 2 plus C2 exponential
minus 1.
Sorry. Let's start with this one. Minus x and minus 2x. Because if you look at it, remember we are dealing with non-homogeneous now. So be it. So the y complementary in this case always be like this. Y complementary always be C1 exponential x and plus C2 exponential. They are all exponential x. You understand? Like the one we have x raised to power m and C2 x raised to power m. So this is what it means. So our y particular in this case, since our coefficient is minus 2, minus 1, so we have it this way. Now, for y particular in this case, you can't stay there. We said it's equals to g of x, which is equal to 5. And we know yp in this case is a. So all you need to do is just to calculate. Now, let's now differentiate. We differentiate y prime p, y particular in first. Remember, y particular is equals to g, which is constant. When you differentiate it, what do you have? This one is 0.
0.
Right?
Yes.
Then differentiate the same y particular second time. You will still have 0. Why are we differentiating it? Go back to your original equation. Remember, you have y prime prime plus 3y prime plus y prime plus 2y plus 2y equals to 5. So we need to substitute this one substitute this into equation 1. You now write equation 1 becomes 0, because the first one is 0, plus 3 of 0, plus 2a, because yp is, this case is a, which is equals to 5. Then our a will now be 5/2. Any question? A is equals to 5/2. Then I can go ahead and write into general equation, which says y equals to yc plus yp. And in this case, this is our yp. Our yp is equals to 5/2. Remember, initially, your yp is equals to a. So when you substitute everything, you get your yp. Then y is equals to c1 exponential minus x plus c2 exponential minus 2x plus 5/2. Any question? Just raise up your hand if you have any question. Let's look at another example. So when you have y prime prime plus 3y prime plus 2y equals to 4x plus 5. Now, solution, we have m squared plus 3m plus 2 equals to what? Equals to 0. Now, is it linear or quadratic or constant?
It's linear.
It's linear. Please take note of that.
Is linear.
Your g of x
is linear.
Is equals to linear equation. Go and check the meaning of linear. Is there. So our m, in this case now, our m is equals to -1 -2. You agree with me?
Yes.
Because it's similar to what we did the other time. So y complement is the same thing as c1 exponential minus x plus c2 exponential minus 2x. So y will be yc minus plus yp. What is your yp? Our yp will be so you first of all write our g of x, which is the same thing as 4x plus 5.
X plus 5.
So we now have our yp to be ax plus what? Plus p.
AX plus.
You are given. It's a universal way of writing this. If you check some textbook, they will put it alpha x plus beta. It's still the same thing. Just to represent that linear and constant. So now let's differentiate this y prime p. When you differentiate this, what do you have? You have a.
4.
Not 4. Remember, you are not to differentiate g of x. You are to differentiate the y p.
Constant.
The yp is your concern. Then ypp, y prime prime p is equals to what? Differentiate this one again, you have 0.
0. Okay.
Do you agree with me?
Yes.
Then
Y prime p.
we can now equate it. Let's call this one equation 2. So equation 2 becomes The YPP is Y prime prime is what? 0 plus 3 of Y prime, which is A. Don't forget, plus 2 of Y. What is our Y in this case? Is same thing as AS plus B. Remember that this is the form of YP. Everything we are substituting ordinary with different. When we have YP is here. When we have YP prime is here. When we have Y prime prime P is here. You can see them. Everything now equals to 4x plus 5. You have 3a plus 2ax plus 2b equals to 4x plus 5. Interesting results. So the one with x, let's look at it. We are doing the comparison now. That's another way of solving the equation. Let's look at it. So we have 2a of x, don't forget,
2ax
plus
plus 2b.
3a plus 2b. This represents like a constant. And this represents like a variable. Equals to 4x plus 5. So the one that contain x, we go with the one with contain x. The one without x, we just write 2a equals to 4. Do you agree with me? Do you agree? Yova. Okay now.
Sorry, we are confused here.
Don't be confused. I'm doing comparison. Anyone with x, marry them with x. Don't forget, when you are married them, the x will have cancelled out. Are you getting it? Okay. Let's do it this way. No, wait. So that you understand. 2x equals to 4x. Do you agree?
Yes.
Do you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. X cancel x. Do you agree?
Yes.
Do we agree?
Yes, we agree, sir.
Yes.
Okay, let me start an example. This is what I'm doing. If I have 2x equals to x squared. If I said, okay, I have 2x here. This one is x in bracket x. This one cancel this one now. It's mathematically proven. Yes or no?
Yes, it's proven.
So it's the same thing I'm doing. It's just a comparison. I'm doing that. So we have here, since you agree with this, I have 2a equals to 4. A is equals to 4 over 2, which is equals to 2.
Is equal to 2, yes.
Do you agree with this?
Yes, we agree.
Now that we have A, we can get,
4 over 2.
we can say 3a plus 2b equals to 5.
5, yes. Okay, and I get it.
You are getting it now.
Yes.
Then I know my A somewhere equals to 2. I can substitute it to get my B.
Yes.
3 of 2 plus 2b equals to 5.
5.
So I have 2b equals to 5 minus 6.
2b is equal to 5 minus 6, which is 1. B is equal to 1 over 2.
So 2b is equal to minus 1. B is equal to minus 1 over 2. Do you all agree now?
Yes.
Are we on the same page?
Yes, we are on the same page. Thank you, sir.
now has
Now we
already
get
caused problem. YP is equals to 2x minus 1 over 2. Remember, B serve as a constant from your this. Remember, B is a constant from here. I just substituted A and B back.
1 all over 2, exactly.
I just substituted A and B back to the
Back
YP.
into the AX plus B.
Into the YP. So I have it. So our Y equals to Y complementary plus YP, which is the same thing as Y is equals to C1 exponential minus X plus C2 exponential minus 2X plus 2X minus 1 all over 2. That's all. Any question?
No question, sir.
I'm only hearing 2 voices, so I will have almost. Who is iPhone? Is the person iPhone? Yes, Ayobola. Any question?
No questions now.
Okay.
Also
iPhone. Who is iPhone? Can you please change your name? Put the right name there. Or I should send you out of my class. Please do the needful. Just change, rename yourself. All of you that are on this platform, I believe you're on the WhatsApp group.
Yes, sir.
Please, can you send a message individual? Please send a message that we are in class now. Comment on that link so that others can also join. That the class is going on. Make sure you do your own. Just make sure you send it.
Okay, sir.
Quickly do that, everybody. Just use your phone. Tell them to join the class. Okay, let's move on. While you are doing that, now I'm just trying to solve example of each of the area they can ask you the question.
Okay.
So let's look at number 5 now. Y prime prime plus 3y prime plus 2y equals to 2x squared plus 4x plus 5. Now, this is what?
This is quadratic.
This is quadratic.
Our GX here is quadratic.
Now, I just decided to be using this one because the same M we are going to get. Our solution now will be M equals to -1 and -2. They can change it for you, but because of the consistency, so that we can understand what I'm doing. I don't want to be doing the, you know, the method to get your M. So I don't have problem with that. So now let's solve this one. Our G of X is equals to 2x squared plus 4x plus 5.
4x.
Our YC is equals to C1 exponential minus x plus C2 exponential minus 2x. Then YP will be what? AX squared plus BX. Do you agree?
Yes, plus C.
Yes, sir.
Plus C. Then let's differentiate YP first. First YP. You have it to be 2AX plus B. Do you agree? When you differentiate it the second time,
Yes.
what do we have? You have 2A. Any question?
2A. Y prime is 2A.
Correct.
Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You have 2A. Then we have to go back to the equation and substitute it.
So here we have
So you are going to have it to be 2A plus 3 in bracket 2AX plus B plus 2 in bracket what? AX squared plus BX plus C. Everything equals to 2x squared plus 4x plus 5. So everybody, I want you to get your 2. I want you to get A for me. What is A? The same method we use is the same thing you are going to use. Sorry, this one have x squared. Don't forget. So let me make it clear. 2a in bracket x squared plus 6a plus 3b on x.
square
Do we agree?
2bx
Yes, we agree.
You agree. Plus 2a, 3b plus 2c. Do we agree?
Yes, sir.
So what is A? What is B? And what is C? Can we quickly do that in 1 minute? Please do it.
That is 3b, not 2b.
All right. We've gotten our A. Our A is 1. Our B equals to minus 2 over 3. And our C equals to 5 over 2. Am I correct, sir? Hello, sir.
Any luck?
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. So A is 1. I got A as 1.
A equals to 1. Okay, we are waiting.
B equals to -2/3.
B equals to -2/3. Okay.
Then C equals to 5/2.
C equals to 5/2. Aha. Let's look at another person. Any other person, please? Kadri.
Yes, sir, I'm still on it.
What is happening? Who again that is on the platform now? Eboza.
I'm here, sir.
We are waiting for you.
Yes, sir. My own A is -1.
Your A is
What
minus
is
1.
Yeah, -1.
Who is talking?
Ayobola.
Okay, Ayobola. A is -1. I will write it down. We see together. Okay, B.
Yeah, same, correct. -2/3.
-2/3. C.
Yeah, 5/2.
5/2.
C is what?
5/2.
5/2. Okay. Okay. Sorry. That was. Please listen though. Let's check this equation very well so that you can do it again. I can see the okay, let me do something. Just hold on, everybody look up. That was, let me check whether there is error or not in our equation. Let's check it together. Now we know this one is correct. Now let's open the bracket. We have 6ax plus 3b. Do you agree?
Yes.
Plus 2ax squared plus 2bx plus 2c. So it's supposed to be those that have this together, which is what?
6A plus 2B.
It's supposed to be 6a plus 2b, not 3b. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Aha. Although you will still get answer but wrong answer. But now I can see where all of you missed it. Those that have called their numbers. But then we can add the rest together. 2a plus 3b plus 2c. remember that here is going to be 2a because of YPP. When you differentiate it twice, you have a. And we can only get this square from here. So that is why you see this one that comes to 2ax squared plus this and this. We are right now. So let's quickly calculate it, and because of our time, let me just be of help in this case. Let's do it together. Let's do it together because of others. We are almost there, but because of that error, you might not get the right answer. But let's do it together now. At least you can feel what you can see. What you will see during your exam is what you are feeling now. Don't say it's objective. Fill in the gap. I can bet with you. How many of us have seen the past question before?
I have some.
You have? Good. Have you seen something like this?
Yes, sir.
Good. You can share the past question on that platform, on the WhatsApp group for them so that people can see. So we have it this way. Let's compare now. We know that 2a x squared is the same thing as 2x squared. It's linked with 2x squared. We can compare the two together, right? So in this case, a will be 2 divided by 2, which is equals to 1. Where do you get minus 1, Mr. Ayobola? I hope you know now.
Yes, I've seen my mistake.
You see your mistake. Okay, it's fine. It's the way to learn. So the next thing is gather the one with x, which is 6a plus 2b all x equals to 4x. This one cancels this. Then we now deal with this one, 6a plus 2b is equals to 4. We know a is equals to what?
1.
1. So substitute your 1 here. Plus 2b equals to 4. 2b is equals to 4 minus 6. So we have 2b to be equals to minus what? 2.
2.
b is equals to minus 1. How many of us got this? Okay.
Oh, God.
I got that, sir. I got it.
So we can go ahead and do the one of constants now. The one of constant is very simple. We have 2a plus 3b plus 2c equals to what? 5. We know a and b. This is 2 of 1 plus 3 of minus 1 plus 2c equals to 5. So you can tell me the answer now. You have 2 minus 3 plus 2c equals to 5. So what do we have here? Minus 1 plus 2c equals to 5. 2c equals to 5 plus 1. 2c equals to 6. c equals to 6 over 2. c is equals to 3. Any question? Don't forget our YP. Substitute it. Remember, YP is AX plus BX plus C. AX squared, rather, right? AX squared plus BX plus C. So now is YP now equals to what is A? 1. Substitute 1 of X squared. Our plus B. B is minus 1.
1.
X plus C equals to 3. So at the end of the day, you have X squared minus X plus 3. That's YP. You will get a lot of questions from this topic. So better open your eyes very well. Y is equals to YC plus YP. So Y is equals to, what is YC? C1 exponential minus X plus C2 exponential minus
minus
X plus X squared minus X plus 3. That is your final answer. Any question? Is it interesting?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I'm
Any
not,
question, please?
I'm not, sir.
Go ahead.
Sir, it is that I missed the previous class. That's what I don't understand.
This is your words.
As I said, I missed the previous class. That's what
You
I'm not
missed,
saying.
don't worry, you will get it. Let's solve the next question. Then by the time you watch the video, everything will balance.
Okay, sir.
Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
So we already have the table before you guys join. We add the table, and the table is very simple table. Let me just see whether I can show you the table. So inside that table, the table with the one giving us, now look at it, look at the table. I just call it a table anyway. We have the form of just overall, we are talking about homogeneous and non-homogeneous. Homogeneous is when your G of S is equals to 0. But when your G of S is not equals to 0, that is non-homogeneous. Then we now have different form of G not equals to X. We have different form. Just hold on. Let me clear this drawing. Okay. So we have different form of when G of S is not equals to 0. Your G of S not equals to 0 can be constant, can be linear, can be quadratic, can be cubic or polynomial, can be trig function, can be exponential function. So we've solved the one of constants. When your G of S is equals to constant. When your G of S is linear, we've solved it. And when your G of S is quadratic, remember it's the one we just finished, then you can use the method the same way we solve G of S for polynomial. You can use it for quadratic to solve the same thing in cubic. If you have a question that carry 3 raised to power 3 is cubic, you can use it to solve it. But now the one we want to solve now is when our G of S is trig function, how do we handle it? So when your G of S is trig function, let's see how we can handle it, an exponential. So still on the Cauchy-Euler second order differential equation. So I've already shown us the proof. How is it? It's a very simple proof. All you need to learn is law of indices, and you match everything together, then we proceed. So now let's look at this. 6. So we have y prime prime plus 3y prime plus 2y. Now in the exam, the examiner can use the same trick. They can give you the same y complement. Don't say no, they made mistake. The question is the same. It's not the same. You can see now, this one is cos 2y, 2x rather. Then if you solve this one very well, you have your you have your m to be equal to, how do we solve m? For the purpose of people that are just joining us, m, we can say let's y prime equals to m. So what do we have? Y prime prime will be what? Let's call this one equation 1. Equation 1 returns to m squared plus 3m plus 2,
Mhm.
because the constant, equals to 0. Then we've solved this one before. When you solve the quadratic equation of this nature, what do you have? You have here, you have m plus 2 and m1 equals to 0. So m in this case is -1 and -2. So we can write our C complement will be what? C1 exponential minus x plus C2 exponential minus 2x. That's all.
Yes, sir.
But now, in this case now, our g of x
Let's look.
is equals to, what is our g of x?
Cos S. Cos
2x.
2S.
Cos x. Our g of x is equals to cos 2x.
Good.
But the yp, that is y particular for this kind of g of x, will be what? Yp of it is what? A cos 2x plus b sine 2x. Please take note of that when you are dealing with this. Now, the question is, let's differentiate. You have to differentiate yp first, because from our question, we have y prime prime plus 3y prime plus 2y. So these are the things. We only have y, which is yp. Then we need to differentiate first time and second time. For you to differentiate first time, what do we have here? When you differentiate cos 2x, what do you have?
2 sine.
Minus a,
Minus sign.
minus what? I know it's minus sign, but you have cos 2, you have 2s there. It's going to be minus 2
A sine
a
2x.
cos sine what?
Sine 2x.
Sine 2x. Please take note. Then plus, when you differentiate sine, what do you have?
You have
2b cos what?
cos 2x.
Cos 2x.
Cos 2x.
It's very simple. Ypp, you are now to differentiate it 2 times.
Plus.
So it's going to be, when you differentiate sine again, what do you have?
Cos.
It's still cos. So remember, 2 will come out. Will be minus 4
For
a
A.
cos 2x. Now, when you now differentiate sine here, what cos here, what do you have? You have minus
Minus
4b sine.
Sine 2x.
Now, you have to substitute this into this. That is where the problem lies. I now compare your answer, and you must get good results. Otherwise, you are on your own. So let's go ahead. It's possible, it's doable. So all you need to do is, now, equation 1 become
Y prime prime. Going to be
minus 4a
minus 4a cos 2x.
cos 2x minus 4b
Minus 4b
sine 2x.
Yes.
Close the brackets.
Hmm.
Plus 3
Now,
in bracket
3
y prime.
bracket R 2a minus
Y prime is what? Minus
2a cos sine 2x.
minus 2a
Sine
sine
2x
2x
Plus
plus 2b
2b cos 2x.
cos 2x. Close the brackets.
Wow.
Next, plus 2 to your y. A cos 2bx plus b sine 2x.
2x.
Everything equals to cos 2x.
2x.
Now, you need to open all the brackets. When you open all the brackets, don't be afraid, so that you'll be able to collect the lifetimes. All the x, all the cos 2x together, sin 2x together, so that you will know which one belongs to where. So that is how you do it. There's nothing to be afraid of. All you need is just to take it one after the other. A, look at it. 4a cos 2x.
A cos 2x.
If I want to do it now, take all the cos out. Just watch me. 4a cos 2x. Do we see how many cos here?
Yes,
At this point?
Yes.
No,
A
here.
cos 2x.
Listen now.
No.
Do you see how many cos here? Look at the
Yes.
No. Go
No.
to B.
No more.
Go to the next one.
We have
We
plus
have
2b
cos
cos.
here, right? But
Yes.
it has a coefficient. 3 multiplied by the cos plus 6b plus 2x. Do you get it now?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Plus
Yes, sir.
6.
Plus
Some
2a
people are
cos
not
2x.
here again.
You see how one cos 2x?
Is that?
Cos
You see how
2x.
one cos 2x?
We still have another cos 2x.
Yes,
Yes.
with coefficient 2.
Plus
That'll be
2a
2a cos 2x.
plus 2x.
2x.
You can see you already make yourself to a particular certain degree.
2x.
Just to help yourself, you can put it in brackets. If you think it's still looking like shine in your face, just put it in brackets. Plus, now I have b now. I have sine.
Minus b sine.
Minus 4b sine 2x. 3 multiplied by this. Remember,
Minus 6a sin
minus
2x.
6a
Sin 2x.
sine 2x
Minus 6
Plus 2b sin 2x.
plus
2b. 2b sin 2x.
Plus 2b sine 2x.
sine 2x. You see now, everything now equals to cos 2x.
Equal to cos 2x. Wow.
So you see, it make it simple. Now,
Yes,
you always have it at the back of your mind. Anyone that doesn't have A cannot be added to B. I must add all the components together. A to A, B to B.
To b.
That is the only, and sine to sine, cos to cos. So I can go ahead and say, okay, this is minus 4a plus 2a. What do I have? Minus 4a plus 2a. Anybody?
We have 2a cos 2x.
I have minus 2a.
Cos
Do you
2x.
agree with me?
Yes.
Plus
Minus 4
6b
plus 2. We have minus 2a
cos 2x.
plus 6b.
Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
Minus 4 plus 2 is minus 2 now.
It's minus 2.
That's
Minus
what I
2
did.
plus 6.
I did not add anything. And B remained B. Okay?
Okay.
Plus, now you do the same thing here. 4b minus 4b plus 2b.
Minus 4b plus 2b.
Minus
Okay.
2b.
Minus 2b.
Minus 2b.
Or let's start with A so that you know. Minus 6a minus 2b sine 2x. Everything still equals to cos 2x. Any question?
No, sir.
Now, if I want to compare now, you agree with me that I can only compare with cos. So now look at it.
Minus 6A.
is going to be
Minus 2A plus 6B equals 2A.
comparison now will be minus 2A plus 6B is equals to what?
Cos 2S.
No. Remember, I didn't put cos 2s the other side.
Okay. Okay.
Is equals to 1
1.
now. Is equals to
Yes,
1.
1.
Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Some people are not agree at all. They don't even know what you are doing.
Cos 2S divide cos 2S 1.
Yes. Remember that, okay, maybe I should still use my red. Some people are not, they are still confused. Okay, minus 2A plus 6B cos 2x equals to cos 2x. So remember, when you divide both sides by cos 2x, so this one go,
Minus 2A.
this one go, right? So
Yes, sir.
when this one divide each other is what? 1.
1.
1.
Because it cannot equal to empty. This is the first one too that we cancel is still 1. 1 multiplied by everything is still the same to everything. So that's why
Okay.
minus 2A
Like,
plus 6B equals to 1. So I can also solve the problem. So when you try to solve the problem, what are you going to get? Anybody? Let's say 6B.
Minus.
Should we look for 6? Should we do the 6B first? Should we do the B first? Or which one do you want to do first?
let's do
Let's
A.
do the A first.
If you do A, what do you have?
Yes.
Minus 2A equals to 1 minus 6B.
Okay, let's say if you do A, what do you have? Answer the question. I'm waiting.
Minus 1.
Minus 1.
Remember here you have, let's say, minus 2A equals to, take this one to the other side.
A equals to 3.
A equals 3. Ah. Bro, what is B?
I mean, A equals to 3. That's what I'm saying.
Now, this is what, don't complicate issues. Let's look at the second one. Because let's call this one equation star. Let's say equation triangle rather.
Second one is minus 6.
Equation triangle. Now, look at the second one. Let's write the second one out so that one will be easier for us. So you have the second one. What is the equation, please?
Minus 6A minus
6A minus 2B, right? Equals to what?
It's X. It's 2X.
No, it can't be 2x. You don't have any x again. Remember, you only have cos 2x here. And there's no cos 2x here. It's equals to 0. Do you agree?
Yes.
It's going to be equals to 0 because we don't have sine 2x the other side.
2X again. Okay.
Okay.
Equation triangle now. Now let's solve from equation triangle from equation triangle. We have
minus 2A.
You see, you can easily get A here.
Equal to 1 and minus 6A minus 2B is equal to 0.
I can easily look for my A here. I can say minus 6a equals to 2b. Right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Or I can look for 2. Which one should we get first?
A.
Okay. So we have our A to be equals to what? Negative
3 over B over 3.
2b over 6.
Okay.
B, am I right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Our A will be what?
It's
This one
minus
cancel.
2b all over 6.
Minus 1 all over 3.
1 over 3. B.
And here is going to
Minus B
be
over 3.
mhm.
So you can go and get your another one now. So where do we substitute? Go to equation 1.
So, triangle.
Equation triangle would that be minus 2a minus, is it minus or plus?
Minus. Okay, plus 6B. Plus 6B equals to 1.
Which one? I think let's do it this way for the purpose of to save myself from headache. Yeah, we are still coming back to this one. So it is better from here just to divide both sides by 2. Let's say we have minus 3a, b
B
is equals to minus 3a.
minus 3a.
Let it be minus 3a.
Okay.
Now, if b is equals to minus 3a, let's go to equation from triangle. We have minus 2a plus 6. 6b. Since b is minus 3a, substitute it minus 3a there. Remember, it's equals to 1. So this minus will cancel this. We have minus 2a minus what? 18a equals to 1. Do you agree? We can now get a. Minus 20a equals to 1. If you divide both sides by 20, what do you have? You have a to be equals to minus 1 over 20.
20.
Yeah.
Any
No.
question?
No questions, sir.
So
Hello,
we
sir.
can go ahead and get our B. Our B.
Somebody has a question, sir.
Yeah, like question. Two questions for that matter. No,
Hello, sir.
I'm listening to you.
Sir, my question, sir. How do you get equation 2?
How do I get?
Equation 2.
Substitute minus 3 into.
How do I get 20?
For comparing the sign, the one that carries sign.
Equation 2.
Yes, sir.
You mean triangle?
Yes, sir.
Okay, come here. You agree with me, we'll have this one. We compare it with this.
Yes, sir. Yes, that's what I'm saying.
The same thing, we'll pick this one and compare it with plus this. Because this is plus 0.
Okay.
So the same thing we put there, because this is equal, this is empty, 0.
Yes, sir.
And it's the same thing because this is sine 2x. We don't have sine 2x here now.
Yes, sir.
So that is it.
Okay, sir. It's clear.
It's clear now. Thank God.
Yes,
Now we have A to be equals to minus 1 over 20, B to be equals to 3 over 20. Any question?
No, sir.
At least it makes sense now. So our YP will be 1 over 20. Remember, okay, let me write the YP again because people will see at you. Where do you get the 1 over 20? Is A, can you give me the YP from day one? A cos 2x plus B sine
AS squared plus BS plus C.
B sine 2x. So you know your A. Substitute it. YP will be minus 1 all over 20 cos 2x plus 3 over 20 sine 2x. So our Y will be YC plus YP. So you have it to be Y equals to YC is what? Anybody YC?
What is C1 exponential minus S plus C2 exponential minus 2S?
Thank you.
Oh God, what did you do?
Any question? I believe when you see any question on this, you should be able to solve it.
Yeah. So,
Let's go to practice first.
Is there, they will give you. Don't say, God forbid, they will give you.
but why do you include the cost?
Why do they include cost? Cost is part of the problem. Or what do you say?
Yes, sir. That's what I'm saying, sir.
It's part of the problem. That's why, that's what make it big function. They can change it to sign. If they change it to sign, it's the same G of X you have. So in this case now, our YC, I will just write YC, C1 exponential minus this plus C2 exponential minus 2x. Then our G of X is equal to exponential 4x, which leads to YP equals to A exponential 4x. Then differentiate YP. You have it to be 4A exponential 4x. Differentiate YPP. Y prime prime P. You have it to be 16A exponential 4x. You substitute it into your equation, what do you have? Y prime prime is 16A exponential 4x plus 3 into 4A exponential 4x plus 2A exponential 4x. Everything equals to exponential 4x. So let's open the brackets. You have it 16A plus
12A.
Plus what?
12A exponential 4x.
12A exponential 4. Okay, let me just write 4x again. Plus 2A exponential 4x equals to exponential 4x. So what is this? 16 plus 12.
28.
28.
28, right? 28 plus 2.
30.
30
You have 30 A
Exponential four.
exponential 4,
exponential 4x.
and you have the constant, the other side to be exponential 4x.
Exponential 4x.
So when you divide both sides with exponential 4x, what do you have?
30A.
Plus 1. Plus 1.
So this go with this. You have 30A equals to 1. Our A is equals to 1 over 30.
Oh,
Do you agree?
yes.
Yes, sir.
So you can now go to your YP. Be 1 all over 30 exponential 4x. Because is your YA, which implies YP equals to 1 over 30 exponential 4x. Then what is our Y? Our Y is YC plus YP. I know majority of you will be praying that they should bring the exponential one.
It's very easy.
Yeah, it's everything you will. They can send 10 questions in this topic alone.
Wow.
It's
You don't
possible.
finish us
As
yet.
in they can set it. I'm not saying you should be expecting 10 questions. Okay. I hope you are able to grab something today.
Yes, thank you very much. We're grateful, sir.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Any question?